Guys, Amazon's original series, The Boys, was an action-packed superhero smash, and it's coming back for season 2, September 4th. Fans cannot get enough of this, the high-energy graphic novel adaptation. Fans also can't get enough of the woman behind Annie January, aka Starlight, Erin Moriarty. It's great to see you.
Thank you, likewise.
Did I set it up well enough?
You set it up great.
Before we dive into
any introduction that has a bias towards Starlight.
Right, of course. That leans it all in your direction.
Exactly.
Let me just say this. I loved your last Insta post, the Instaverse reality, and your cute little puppy destroying your face.
Oh my God.
Who's your pup?
It's truly our life together, especially during quarantine. He's one of the best decisions I've ever made. He's been very grounding actually throughout this.
Well, hey, so when it comes to this show, for fans who aren't super familiar, what do you love most about Starlight? What is her coolest sort of ability within this world, according to you?
So I would say what I love most about her is that when you meet her, it's really easy the way they set her up. It's really easy to make the assumption that she's going to kind of fit that stereotypical pigeonholed box of just being the ingenue and the love interest in a character that is angelic, and a lot of times angelic translates into being kind of naive and just playing the role of, you know, the young woman who is simply the love interest, has some powers, but she's really just, her purpose in the world is to be the love interest, to lead and to play someone that is maybe perhaps less nuanced. But she really flips that stereotype on its head and surprises everyone, I think, because she faces so much adversity in season 1. And you look at someone like her and you might think she would be defeated by it, but it makes her stronger. She stands up to it. So I love that. And then, you know, her ability, her main ability really is to blast lightning out of her hands. And it's definitely a powerful one. And we see the extent of its power even more in season 2.
Really? Okay.
You kind of see that there's really no one who, obviously there are superheroes who can, you know, beat her up, she can get into a fight with, but there's really no superhero that she can't take on. You see that in season 2, which is cool.
Well, one thing that's really interesting, I think fans have really connected to, and as you mentioned, there's sort of more depth to her. She really takes on some serious topics throughout the unfolding of season 1, and then the storyline as it goes, and your character even sexually assaulted by Chase Crawford's character. Those are serious issues. Talk to me about kind of getting into that as an actor and realizing you're going to go into those types of themes.
I mean, I was glad that we were tackling those themes. I think it's kind of what makes the show stand out, that it's not just what it is at face value, which is a superhero show. There's a lot of social commentary behind it. So I was excited. And then also, you know, when I found out that season 1 would entail Starlight going through sexual abuse, and that was one of the main storylines that was serving as kind of a reflection of this horrible taboo facet of our society, and how victimhood we look at as being either black and white, but it's more often in the gray area. I was really happy they were depicting it. I also was a little nervous because, you know, at the time the Me Too movement had started, but it was still somewhat taboo. And I knew no matter what, I would like to be on a show that took risks. And I knew that we were standing on the right side of the fence in terms of how we were commenting on sexual abuse amongst men who take advantage of their own power. But there was a part of me that was nervous because you don't know how people are going to respond, especially in a society that's still, you know, it's not like sexual abuse amongst the powerful has been totally taken down. You know what I mean? We still have a leader who's a sexual abuser. So then my fears were a little confirmed when the show first started being shown to the press there, because it was just relentless questioning about that and how I felt about it. And some people didn't digest it the way we intended. But what I learned from that is really that intention is everything, and you need to trust your own and trust, you know, the people you're collaborating with creatively. And I knew our showrunner really wanted to highlight how rampant this epidemic of sexual abuse is in the United States, and by making it less taboo, you're exposing it, you're making it easier to address. So I was ultimately satisfied with it, proud to be a part of it, felt lucky, but it didn't come without some trepidation for sure.
Like reservation. Yeah, that makes sense. It's interesting to get your perspective on that, and that even the sort of challenges and caution that you would take as an actress, which it sort of shows where we're at in terms of where that still exists, and the fact that that would be considered taboo. Your character does evolve though. She ends up calling out injustice. What would your message be to fans, especially I guess female fans who in some ways maybe aspire to her, or obviously love the character in an iconic way?
Yeah, I think maybe when you watch Starlight's journey throughout season 1 and you see it in season 2 as well, I think it's always just kind of what I enjoy about playing Starlight and about her the journey that she takes is that she stays true to who she is at her core, and she stays true to herself in terms of her values and her fundamentals and her morals, but she also is open to evolving and adapting to the world around her, so that she doesn't become dejected or defeated when she is exposed to how dark the world can be at times. It doesn't stray her from being who she is. It doesn't corrupt her to the degree that she gives in to the dark world or conforms to it and becomes a part of it. She stays who she is. She just evolves and adapts and gains strength from adversity. So I think it's that. I think it's really always being in check with who you are, but then also being open to adapting if need be, and while not compromising yourself.
Yeah, that's so great. And look, I think as this show's gained such a fan following, obviously a lot of people have taken note. I know that Drake followed you on the gram at some point, and it was a big deal. And I wonder if there has been any communication, because last I checked, there had not yet been an official reach out.
There's been a communication.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you got to understand, like, I really love Drake, and one of the best parts of this job is that people who you admire, whether they're musicians or artists or actors, the world becomes increasingly small and you meet a lot of them. And so that was like, not in a superficial way, in a way that was like just so cool to have someone who I respect so much reach out, acknowledge the show. It just was just like very surreal, and still to this day, I kind of am in slight disbelief about it. But yeah, he's a very, very nice dude, and I love his show Euphoria. So I jokingly, he is desperate for a season 2, and I said, I'll slip you season 2 if you slip me season 2 of Euphoria.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
I like the little deal there. Well, it's such a pleasure to talk to you, Erin. Thank you for taking some time.
Yeah. Likewise, thank you so much.
Yeah, and everybody watching at home, you can watch season 2 of The Boys, airing September 4th on Amazon Prime Video. Check it out.